Alright, hey, what is up YouTube? I welcome you back to a brand new Fishbowl video. This is it. This is the video. This is the review. We are going to be reviewing Dead Frontier. If you don't know what game this is, we'll put it in. The search bar, Dead Frontier, you just put it in. Boom, a zombie MMO. I used to see advertisements for this game all over when I was 10, back in like 2008, 2009. The game was all over like Congregate and other online sites, where I would play flash games. You might have seen it somewhere, you might not have. It's kind of a dead game now. It's not as big as it once was. It never reached the potential that it could have had, but you just click here, boom, you got the game. Here's the trailer. I'm not gonna play it just in case copyright or whatever. But as you can see, I'm level 325. I'm the max level that you can reach. I have pretty much all the guns, games, everything that I could do has pretty much been done. I have all the proficiency stats and all that. Only my armor is not perfect. I've got the Wraith Cannon, best gun in the game. I got the Dawn Enforcer, best pistol in the game with infinite ammo. I've got the Hailstorm C12, which is the best rifle. I have a full inventory of all the special implants, tons of stuff in the inventory. So, uh, overall, I do know what I'm talking about. I have a very strong perspective on the game. I understand where the game, like how the game flows, how the game plays out, as somebody who's reached max level and has unlocked the X Dusk shop. As you can see, it's right here. This is all the like best top tier gear. Once you hit level 325, you can do some crafting and stuff. But overall, we're going to discuss the ins and outs of the thing. So first one, we're going to answer a few questions. Should I play it? Obviously, you could pause the thing and read the screen, but I'm going to give my perspective. I'm going to try to keep this video shorter to like 10-ish minutes max. But first off, should you play it? We'll discuss that at the end. This is a zombie MMORPG. It's a niche genre, a niche game as well. It plays pretty decently. I'm going to go into the inner city and show you how the game plays out. We're going to launch it in the standalone client. So you can play it in the browser, which isn't really optimal. Or you download the client. You have all these different graphics qualities. I'll put it on Fantastic so you can all see. We're going to put it in a windowed mode so I can move between screens. So this is how the game's going to play out. This is with all the boosts and everything that I have, so it's gonna look really nice, like and cool at first. But when you start out, you're gonna have to build your character up from nothing. And how do you build up from nothing? You're gonna have to spend money, or you're gonna have to play forever. And getting to the point where I'm at, I believe, is impossible or takes too long. Uh, to reach in any human standards. Like 16 hours a day of straight grinding for years is what it takes. So this is the movement ASWD. It lets you move around. I have 25,000 bullets every day. That's refreshing ammo that I have. You're able to unlock that. As you can see, I'm shooting zombies. I one hit them. I have 106 damage boost, as you can see right here on the screen. 138% experience boost, 106% damage boost, 68% speed boost, 29% damage reduction. I'll show you how the game works without all these boosts. But you get hit, you lose armor on your armor and your health, basic functions, right? But we're gonna talk about the ins and outs of the game. I personally believe that the game is absolutely dreadful with the original stats. It takes you like an hour to go from the first outpost to the second outpost. It's a long journey. It's rugged and rigid in a sense. It's just boring. It takes forever to run. There's no sense of danger, and you like when you're first leveling and starting out, it doesn't like feel good. It doesn't feel good at all, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put these on, and go back to the outpost. I'm gonna show you a few things. So this is how the gameplay works. You guys have seen this. There are some bosses. I'm gonna go check for a boss before we move on. But there are really cool boss zombies in the game. The whole like community gets together and goes and kills them. So there's a boss underneath us. It's a flaming black titan. That's good. It's pretty much one of the biggest bosses in the game. Scary, deadly, whatever. Um, yeah. So the flaming black titan is the second. It does the most damage out of any single zombie in the game. Technically is the hardest boss, but the Devil Hound is technically the best because the Devil Hound is like 5 times faster. It's ridiculous. And the updates and everything else are going to be shown. But as you can see, this is the biggest zombie in the game. Overall, it's just like this. You trap them behind a fence and you kill them, and that's about the gist of boss zombies. You shoot the zombie 500 times and it doesn't die because the sync issues with the multiplayer are horrendous. So you just go to multiplayer only to kill bosses because it's absolutely terrible. There is people with 340 ping, 190 ping. My personal ping, I believe I can show. Yes, it's up in the top left. It's 36, with 22 FPS. The FPS is kind of dreadful. It's really low. Like, doesn't go higher than like 30, I think. I'm not gonna stay here and kill this boss because it takes forever. But maybe I could like drag him out. Yeah. Ooh, shit. Okay. Yeah, so now you can see him chase me down. This is how it would be to kill a boss in the open. And he's just stuck for some reason. Now he's chasing me down. And I'm just gonna run away. So that's what it's like to fight a boss. You either get him stuck behind a fence or you just fight him in the open and run away. If you're not fast enough, so obviously I have the 78%, 79% speed boost. So I'm almost twice as fast as a normal player. You can see me zooming around on the screen. If you're not this fast, if you're not as fast as I am, then you're gonna have significant troubles dealing with them. But you can still sprint uh, diagonally to gain greater distance from the boss's attacks, and you're able to easily dodge them. It's just a constant repetitive motion of dodging in diagonal motions every time you're fighting a boss. Every zombie has a basic hit where they stop, they attack, and then they do nothing, and then they come chase you, stop, attack, do nothing. It's basic mechanics. The game is very simple. Um, is it worth playing? I'm gonna get back to this question. Is it worth playing? I would say yes and no. Uh, I've spent way too much money into this game because I fell in love with it as a kid, and I've overindulged myself on it. But honestly, if you're going like it's much better to spend your money on this game than it is to grind the game, try to earn the items themselves, because that much time that you're wasting grinding the game would be better working a job or doing something else. It's really that bad. Say this 6 million cash that I have, this is worth 200 credits. 200 credits is about $5 in US dollars or something like that. It's like $8 maybe. I don't know. It's only a few dollars though, and you would get that much from the credits. But if you were to do that like outside of it, if you were to grind, it would take actually, I'm not gonna say it would. With the max boost, the max items, I had 10x salvage implants, which are the absolute pinnacle of the implants and all the boosts and everything. With absolutely everything on my side, I have ultra boost as well. This is something that you might see. Wonder how I get this like side boost. That's from something in the X Dust shop called Ultra Boost. Boost gives you 50% XP damage and move, run, walk speed. It costs 250 million cash in game. It's quite a lot actually. Um, but Yeah, so like I was saying, I used 10 of those plus all these limited edition implants. You could purchase these implants from the credit shop for 800 each if you have gold membership. You should have gold membership. And so even with all the implants and those 10 salvage implants, it took me a whole day to grind out 5 million. I get like 500,000 an hour with all the best stuff, and some people might be able to maximize it to like 800,000, maybe a million per hour. But even then, it's a lot of time you're spending playing the game, doing the same repetitive stuff just to get basic supplies. I'll show you the marketplace. You get basic supplies for the players and whatnot, and then yeah. So we have three stats. We have our armor, we have our health, we have our nourishment, I guess is what that'll be called. You buy supplies like this, 3,000 for a whiskey. Um and then let's check a basic weapon. What are we gonna look? I was gonna say Tempest, but that's probably a little bit much. Vulcan. So a Vulcan, it costs 160,000. This a minigun does like a third of the damage of my weapon. But for the best guns in the game, Wraith Cannon is 168 million, as you can see. Tempest is 77 million. Let's check the price of the credits that I was talking about. That's how much that's worth. So you'll be grinding a whole lot if you're gonna play this game for free. And you're gonna get so little from the time that you're putting in unless you buy gold membership. If you do buy gold membership, you need to pay 200 credits for a month worth of gold membership. And you could pay for this easily by grinding. I would say grinding a few days in a month, and like heavily grinding. It's worth it, but you're gonna be putting in a lot of effort if you're gonna play this for free. This game is very much so not a free to play game as it's advertised. It's advertised free to play, but it's a pay to win. It's significantly pay to win. It's written all over the game. Anyone who argues that it's not pay to win has never competed in any of these um, competitions. So I'm going to show you, this is a site called Dead Frontier Profiler. A lot of players might not know about this if they're casuals. If you're in the game, like you've been around for a while, you know this game. They have EXP like tracking and stuff. But as you can see, shows the weapons, the health, all this, all the information, shows all the implants that you have, all the stats and this stuff. They have their own like achievement system on this place. But yeah, the total XP required, it takes me an hour to get about 30 million, 30 to 35 million XP without boosts. And that's before I got the level 325 implant, which is this X Dusk implant. You can't really get that unless you're 325. So we're gonna go with my previous amount, which was usually around 30 to 35 million. Some players can get maybe 40 million an hour, 40 to 45 million an hour. Um, so yeah, even with 40 million an hour, you can imagine how many hours I put in. Um, I'm just gonna pull the calculator up so you guys can see that I'm not lying when I say that it's going to take you a very long time, even with the best items, to get to the max level. 7,500,000,000. Divide that by, shoot, say 35 million an hour, right? How many hours is it gonna take you? It's gonna take you 214 hours. I think I did that wrong. 214 hours of like consistent grinding, which I think is wrong. Divided by 35 million again. Yeah, 214 hours of consistent grinding with the best stats and everything. That's not including any ammo breaks unless you do buy the infinite ammo item or weapon, which is the best gun in the game. Technically, my version is not because I have the non-infinite ammo one, but this is the best. It costs 16,000 credits. Let's buy credits and cash. Let's see. It's about between 240 to 450. Let's say you're gonna buy some other stuff like armor and stuff. It's gonna cost 450 US dollars. You take into account the 250 million cash. Everything that you're gonna need to get to 325. This divided by 3 million. It's gonna cost 8,000. You multiply that by 100, by the way, because it's 100 credits. It's 8,333 credits. Plus your 16,000. So you're gonna pay 24,333 credits. That's like $600 if you want to get to 325 in a reasonable amount of time. Uh, what else? Yeah. So we're gonna go back to our guide. It's a zombie MMORPG niche, right? First off, it's not much of a role playing game because role playing games mean that the fact that I'm a lawyer means I have some special ability, right? Nope, that just gives me 30% increased experience. I'm going to log out and show you. Here, let's go with this at gmail.com. And then I'm not actually making this. So we're going to. Here, let me make an actual account. Fishbro6, right? JP Fisher. This is the email that I have on my YouTube as well. It's public. Okay, so we're gonna create a new account, right? Let's call this Fishbro6. We got different bonuses, right? We can choose the gender, male or female. Doesn't really matter. Doctor, farmer, chef, scientist. It's cool they made this like this so you could choose instead of having to like click left and right. It used to be a little bit more barbaric. But either way, you take a look, you be a teacher, you could be a priest, you could be an accountant. Oh look, you get 50 gold or $50 more. So I mean there's no point in picking the other ones. A stockbroker is 30% more. Let's be a lawyer, $100 more, right? So you could be a student, you get one agility to or one strength, two agility, two endurance, right? But you lose 8% experience bonus, so it's not worth it. So overall, it's not worth um taking into account all of these because they're pretty useless. Doctor, farmer, chef, scientist, these have some sort of impact, but if you're gonna play the game like any of the normal players that are trying to reach the maximum level, you're trying to get the most out of the game, you're gonna play and you're gonna go pick one of these 30% experience classes. Fireman, you lose the 30% experience, you're going to level up significantly slower. You get 20 endurance and 10 melee skill, which is nice, I suppose, but it's a stat boosting class that gives you some stuff. This police officer is nice. 10 accuracy, 5 reloading, 10 pistol, 10 shotgun. Police officer is pretty decent. Soldier is even better because it gives you all this, but it gives 20% negative experience penalty. So you're gonna level up even slower, and it's really bad for soldier. So I mean, all these stats are nice, but it's just bad. Boxer, scientist. So scientists, so these stats like the engineer, the chef, and the doctor are the only ones of significant importance. A farmer makes his own food, a scientist makes his own medicine. Either way, you can loot those by just picking them up off the ground and it doesn't matter. You're going to have no actual like benefit in the game with it. So those classes are noob traps as well. Most of the profession like here, back to the MMORPG part, the role playing game part, it's a noob trap. You got doctor, chef, and engineer who can cook, heal, and repair stuff. And these are for alt characters that you're gonna make that you want as just bots. You're gonna feed them, and then people are gonna buy their services, feed them, buy their services, feed them, buy their services. If you're gonna go try to get the max level, you're gonna have such a horrible time because you don't have the 30% experience boost. It's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be almost as bad as trying to level up um without gold membership. What else? So we're gonna go back to lawyer. All these classes are terrible. It's all gonna be the 30% bonus. It doesn't matter. This doesn't pop up ever again afterwards. This is for your forum character, your avatar, which you really never see unless you talk on the forums. Let's give ourselves a beard. Cool. We're gonna go in. Here's the introduction. This is just a YouTube video. It was really nice seeing that uh, Neil, the creator of the game, made a YouTube video. You guys can watch this if you want. I'm not going to play this. I'm going to skip the intro. Cool. Now we're in the game. You see we're at Nasia's Holdout. This used to be the original OG outpost, but it doesn't mean anything. You're going to get a whole bunch of messages from the help bot for the first like 10 levels. And what do? We're gonna have to come here. We're gonna have to buy gold membership. I'm not wasting money on a new account, by the way. Sorry guys, I don't love you that much. I'm not making money on YouTube either like that, so I can't. But long story short, you got a whole bunch of spots, storage. You could put stuff away. It looks like this. Clan HQ. You can join clans. Inside the clan doesn't really show anything. The arcade is something new. It was added. You get 3 arcade games from the original. The bank is very basic. You just come in, put your money in, take it out, put your money in, take it out. You got to put your money in the bank before you die. Honestly, they could literally delete the bank and make it where you don't lose any of your money after dying, and the bank could be completely removed. It's really a useless function. The arcade is, uh, I would argue it's a useless function because it just gives you 3 links. Uh, it gives you 3 links to the original like Flash games made in like 2007 or so. The meeting hall is useless because it gives you a link to this forum. So you click here, you click on the forum. So you can remove the meeting hall, you can remove the bank, you can remove the arcade. It wouldn't make any difference to the game. Crafting is actually a new implementation that was made like a couple years ago, I believe. All of this is new stuff. So I would argue that the game has become more lively recently because of Clayton and some efforts. Updates, this ties right into there. Let's go back to PvP and PvE. 1 second. All right, back to PvP. You click on the arena, you join the arena, and most of the time it's dead. There's nobody in there. But if there is somebody in there, then you can fight them. And if you fight them, you have to spend your own bullets, and you get a free heal, so it doesn't waste your health. You don't have to repair your armor and heal up afterwards. Crafting, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I think I showed that before. I'm gonna duplicate this, and then we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the yard. So in the yard, you have 6 different things. You can scrap your weapon, meaning you get rid of it and get some money back. You get enhance, you get your die, master die. Apprentice die is cash, master die is credits. You usually just spend as much cash as you can until you get the item color that you want. A whoosh, shit, whatever the fuck this says. You use this, it renames your weapon. It devalues the weapon as well because it doesn't have the original name, but it does give you a sense of uniquity. It gets to say, "Oh, this is my weapon. This is Fish Bros Beta Tomcat," or I can call it Fish Bros Long Dick, right? Or Fish Bros Tiny Dick right here, for a pen knife, right? You get the Godcraft, which is 888 for weapons, or 2424 for armor, which are special stats you can put on your weapons and armor to increase your stats. Enhancing it means you roll the random risk of all 3 stats, 1 to 8, something like that. So yeah, this is a basic screen, 6 different things. It's not bad, but it's definitely not that great. You got the gambling den. We're gonna go back to the crafting area. You got the snow globe implant. This is a an old implant you're not going to be able to get because it's long gone. Speed boost is from the Golden Santa event. So a whole bunch of the stuff doesn't need to be here, but it's here because players from before that didn't do it because say they didn't have the money to craft, but they have the like the supplies, they can do it. And you get all these different items. These are a whole bunch of different items that are interesting. The Dawn implant is just an upgrade of the previous item. So I mean, this crafting system isn't too bad. It's very much appreciated by all the players who've been playing for the last 15 years, but there haven't been too many updates. Gambling done. This is a simple thing. I can't show you. I don't got the money, but it just spins the cards back and forth. It doesn't even like follow the actual guidelines, and it covers up half the chat or the story that's written. Long story short, this is a scam. You put your money in, and you have a 1 out of 3 chance to get it back. Records I showed before. Marketplace I showed previously, but as you can see, there are actually different marketplaces. So you check for the armor, you check for credits. Credits are different prices because it's a different place, right? As you can see, different prices and stuff. So cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. You check it all out. And there's a marketplace here. You got the inner city, which is where you go to play the game, and you got the records. So I showed you the entire interface. The whole interface is basic. This is like an over-the-top flash game. It's not too bad, but it's not too good. It's pretty decent. It's a fun game. I've played it for a long time. Don't go into this game thinking you're not gonna get addicted and you're not gonna waste money. You're probably gonna get addicted. You're probably gonna waste money, and you're also probably gonna regret it because you can realize how little effort has been put into the game after its initial inception. Uh, the game itself was amazing when it first came out. We were expecting updates all the time. I don't want to. I don't want to turn this video into a complaint video, but this game had the potential to be the next big thing. This game could have easily turned into like a World of Warcraft for zombies, right? That's my personal opinion. I believe the game could have went so much further than it did. At this point, the game's a little bit dead. 1,365 players. That's kind of dead, but everyone plays on like the same server, so it doesn't matter. So another thing, we got the top player killer daily event that was added recently. So you get to do the arena, and whoever kills the most people in a day gets like a free 100 credits or something. So they get an award. Um, yeah, I think that guy might get banned. So okay, moving on. We got the top survivor and the top player killer event. Tracking these is kind of trash. I prefer using the Dead Frontier Profiler. Top Survivor. Let's see how many people have grinded already. This is the first day in, right? So this is 1 day in. And oh look, max level player. Uh, whoever grinds the most and wins the Top Survivor award, they're gonna get X Dusk, which means the gear that is rewarded at the top level. Once you hit 325, you're awarded with it. So yeah, you got a level 208 fighting a level 325. The level 325 is almost double the experience and has grinded 750 million in the first day, right? So let's break that down. 750 million, say, um, 50 million an hour, right? That's 15 hours. So in this last day, so I mean, you really are not gonna win any of these events as a normal person. This 208 guy, even though he's putting in the hours, putting in the effort, this event restarted yesterday. It's been maybe 24 hours, and this guy has been grinding since it reset. And then once it reset, he's grinding, he's getting the experience, he's going, he's getting everything he needs, and he's gonna do it again for the next days and the next days and the next days. Um, And that's just how it goes. The guys like don't have any jobs, no lives, no nothing. They just farm, farm, farm. Either that, or they have what this guy has. Let me show you. I don't even know who this guy is, but I know for sure he has an unlimited Wraith Cannon. He has all the best implants, and he has Ultra Boost. He has all the top tier gear. U stands for unlimited, so he has an unlimited Wraith Cannon. He has a Vengeance Guard, meaning he has the best armor in the game. He has the most optimal damaging build, which gives you less health, but it gives you more accuracy, so you reliably hit your targets. And here you have it. You have the Dawn Implant, Golden Rabbit, all of this. So all of this is just the best gear. Even the Genius Implant is 1% experience more. It costs like 100 million more, but if you're gonna compete, you're gonna lose. That's pretty much how it goes. Unless you have more time to dedicate than the other person. And I doubt you have more time than this guy. This guy just put in 15 hours in one day grinding, and I'll show you how grinding looks. Um, we're going to go back to my original account, and we're going to show you. But this is going to get back to the very last part of the game. Should I play it? Is going to be shown after I show the PvE updates. It's been getting updated recently. As I showed you the crafting system. Are the updates big? Not really. Are the updates good? Kind of. Are they game changing, and do they make everything so much better, and do they revolutionize the game? Definitely not. It's going to be the same game as it's always been. It's always been the same game for the last 13 years. And is it horror? Is it scary? Is it fun? It's fun. Is it scary? Hell no. Is it like worrying? Are you going to be horrified or by anything? No, definitely not. Uh so I'm gonna show you what the boss looks like. I think the same boss is up. I'm gonna actually go fight. Okay, no. So it's a different boss. Two flaming mothers. So this is a regular boss that uh boss pack that you can fight normally. Once we get into the game, I'm going to show you. This is the very last part of the video. It's going to be a few more minutes long once I move up to the area. I show you the bosses and kill them. But yeah, this ties back into the part of. Sorry, I'm having indigestion. This ties back into the part of the fact that the game is very repetitive when it comes to PvE. I'm gonna be looting and looting gear items and stuff, and this is how you're gonna be looting. If you play the game, you're gonna be walking up to a dead body, pick up the item. I don't want to pick this up, but you would pick it up and hit yes. Your inventory would fill up. You're gonna have less inventory slots as a lower level, and then yeah, you get hordes. Hordes is another thing to mention. Uh, the more zombies that you have on screen. No, sorry, I'm messing up the explanation. The bigger the horde that it says, the more zombies you're gonna have on your screen. There we go. So if you get a sudden horde, it's gonna mean that you have 150 zombies. Doesn't have all 150. I think there's like a limit of like 30 or 40 or 50 or something like that. A lot, but you can have a horde grow. As you have this horde, though, it instantly gets all the zombies on your screen to come kill you. Uh, I'm gonna also mention zombie types because I believe zombie types are important, and the boss types. The boss types and zombie types are fun and nice. So we've got the tendril, we got the spider. Spider is really fast. Tendril's really fast. Then you got the normal zombies. I'm gonna kill them. Uh, bosses should be here. You got the fat ones. They explode. So there's that. Spiders. Honestly, playing this game for free is much more enjoyable than spending your money on it. And getting this, like, the best in slot gear is really not where the fun's at. Trying to survive the game and whatnot, playing from behind, it's so much more fun. I can't do it because I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna give away all my stuff and go back to bare bones because, how stupid is that? That's against human nature. So obviously, I'm gonna always have the stuff that I have, but I recommend not spending your money on the game because it takes away from the value of working towards it and working for it, right? But once you play the game enough, you get that repetitive grind, you realize the game is just like not fun. So, back on the ranch to what I said earlier, should you play the game? Definitely, hell yes. This game is very much so worth playing. Should you grind the game? Should you try to get the best gear that I have? Should you try to do what I've done? Definitely not. I've put way too many hours into the game, way too much time into the game, and the satisfaction I've gotten from being max level, uh, is not there. First off, there's nobody to brag to because the game's kind of dead. I can't just be like, look at me, I got the max level in this game. I'm so cool. Look at me. And, it's like even saying that, like it makes me feel dumb. Like I wasted my time. When you're killing bosses, you'll loot items like that. That's worth 10 grand. This is worth 6 grand. So, I mean, as you can see, the loot is not quite there either. It's probably not even worth the. If I didn't have this, like, infinite ammo that I do, uh, I would be wasting money killing the bosses compared to, like, looting them and getting items from them. So that's why you do this in multiplayer. You try to like kill the bosses with other people, so you spend less money on ammunition and stuff, and everybody gets loot, right? And hopefully you get a very expensive loot, and you like can pay all your expenses from like the last 2 3 weeks of grinding them, and you're moving on up. But it's very bad RNG when it comes to that. There is no like usage of previous weapons and armors that give you a reason. So this guy's a spitter, as you can see. But yeah, there's no usage of previous armors to upgrade to the next or something. No, nothing like that. So there's no way of removing uh item sync. So when I generate a new armor like the one I'm wearing now into the economy, I loot this, somebody's going to be wearing it, and the only way to get rid of those armors is by intentionally just discarding them, Let me just throw this away. Oh, look, I found this elite item. Let me just get rid of it. I'm just going to throw this away, right? So it doesn't happen, right? So as everybody finds more and more elite items, it inflates the economy, makes it worse and worse. The items become less relevant, less valuable, and all of a sudden everybody has the same armor, and it's not prestigious. It's not enjoyable to have because it's just the next step up in the economy. And it's like prestige in an MMO is kind of where it's at for satisfaction, and the prestige isn't there. That's no skill. There's no skill involved. Back on the ranch, your melee stats, pistol stats, rifle stats, shotgun stats, machine gun stats, and explosives. You get 5 of these, and you get 5 of these every time you level up. I'm gonna unequip all my weapons and gear so you guys can see. Let me see. I'm still recording. Okay, cool. Um, yeah. So these go up to 120. You're not gonna have like all of these stats you get once you hit 325. Obviously, um, strength, endurance, agility, accuracy, crit, and reloading are the basic stats. Strength gives you the ability to wear bigger armor. You need like 100 strength for pretty much everything. That's good. Endurance is what gives you more health. I have 200 health. Your starting health is going to be 50. You get hit by like one or two zombies, you die if you don't have armor. If you do have armor, you still get hit, you die until you increase your endurance stat. So you don't want to get hit. So you're going to get agility. It's going to give you more speed so you can run around the city faster. Even with the maximum agility that I have, plus all the speed boost, I still feel like I'm moving at a turtle's pace. It's dreadful. It's terrible having to traverse the city, run block after block after block just to get to the deepest parts of the city. And then the loot down there is just generic trash that you get rid of. You scrap it and you keep going. Uh, accuracy. Accuracy, you need some so you can like not miss, but if you're in melee range, it doesn't matter. So accuracy isn't too big of a stat. Critical hit, you need a specific amount. You would assume that a game that has a stat called critical hit would increase the critical hit chance of your weapons based on how much critical hit you have, right? It does not. You do not get 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, stuff like that. You do not have a scaling crit chance. Uh, you have very high critical hit weapons at 80. You have the high critical hit chance weapons at 112, and then the very low critical hit chance weapons are at 112, and you can only get a certain amount. Like, it's a critical hit pattern. You get 4 critical hits, and then one's not going to be a critical hit. 4 critical hits, one's not going to be a critical hit. And then if it's very low, then that means you get 3 regular, 1 critical, 3 regular, 1 critical. If you get super ultra mega low critical hit like on the miniguns, then you get like 120 and then you get 2. And it's a really dumb pattern system like that, but it removed the RNG, so it's not even RNG for critical hit. Reloading, that's how you see how fast I was reloading. I was just going yeep, 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 and it reloads in like 0.25 seconds, I believe, once you have like max reloading. So it's pretty cool. Uh, the weapon systems are pretty decent at first if you don't know how. The melee is trash. You would never really use it. You run up to zombie, you hit them, they spit on you and you die because the zombies have ranged attacks. This was a recent well, not really a recent one, but uh like the most recent update that the administrator Neil Admin Poon released was like back in 2014, 2015 or so, and then he kind of gave up on the game because community backlash was terrible. They really dug him in, so you don't need to dig him in even more. They were telling him he's a retard, stupid, blah 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 blah, saying he can't develop a game, blah blah blah, and he stopped his community postings and whatnot. So I'm gonna not go into that deep story. If y'all are interested, y'all can post in the comments if you want to know more about how bad the community treated the admin Poon. Then post that in the comments if you want to know more. But yeah, long story short, melee sucks because of spitters and explosives. They remove the explosives from exploding on melee, so it's usable, but it still sucks because of spitters. And one hitter quitters. Those are zombies that can kill you in one hit. You got rifles. These are long range, better pistols. You shoot pretty much the same speed as a pistol, but you have way better accuracy and you still one hit everything. Whereas pistols take 2 hits. Pistols shoot slightly faster, but it doesn't matter because rifles are better. I I argued the Dawn Enforcer, the pistols, they're just way better. Like, no way, pistols gotta be better. They shoot faster. If you have enough damage, they shoot better. No, the accuracy alone makes up for it. It's terrible. The fact that pistols are also pretty bad. Pistol ammo is cheaper, so if you're a noob, you can spec into pistols if you want. But rifle ammo is also very very cost efficient. You shoot 1 bullet, you kill 1 zombie. It's simple as that. Uh, you ain't gonna worry about how much money you're spending on rifle ammunition when you're killing a zombie every time you hit. It's just too cost efficient to be any worry. Shotguns are good because they're crowd controlled. They knock everything back and push them away from you off screen. So if you're in the middle of the screen, you shoot the zombie, it's gonna blast all the way to the edge of the screen. It's gonna keep coming after you because the shotguns themselves don't do any damage. I'm gonna pull up the wiki and show you the difference in DPS from shotguns and machine guns. Uh, so let's pull up the wiki. And then shotguns and machine guns. Machine guns are just overall better than shotguns. They're quite a bit more expensive. Shotguns are like the broke man's version of the machine gun, because machine guns cost a metric fuck ton to afford. Um, and yeah, like machine guns cost quite a lot. Shotguns don't cost anything because the ammo is worthless, the guns are worthless, the DPS is terrible, and overall grinding with shotguns is terrible. Grinding with machine guns is absolutely amazing. It's better than grinding with explosives to some extent. if you have the best gun in the game. But yeah, machine guns and explosives are the grinding weapons. Rifles are the looting weapons. Pistols and melee are the subpar looting weapons. Shotguns are the subpar grinding weapons. So your usual loadout would be a machine gun, a grenade launcher, and a rifle. That's how the best players in the game would run. Um, Anyways, back on the ranch, we're gonna go to the machine guns and the shotguns just to show you just how bad shotguns are. I'm gonna show you the best shotgun in the game. So we're gonna look at the best shotgun in the game. It has 289 damage per second, 285 technically. And then we're gonna go towards the machine guns. Where is it? Those are miniguns. All right, so regular machine guns. You have 289, right? X AK. Let's see if this is expensive. Okay, so it's 5 million. So this is a relatively cheap, like super easy to get machine gun. You can see the damage difference. This is like the most expensive shotgun in the game. It's super good. Amazing, blah blah blah, but it only does 290 damage. This gun does 360. The bull shark does 394. So that's the same tier. This is the same like expensive, like it's the same cost, you know. This came out at the same time this shotgun did, and this does over 100 DPS more. Then we're looking at guns like the Dawn Mag that does over 100 DPS more. You've got the Wraith Cannon, best machine gun in the game, 507. Best shotgun, 280, 290. So it's like almost 220 DPS difference. Shotguns are insignificant, not superior, inferior. So shotguns are inferior, insignificant, and terrible. They're only good for knocking zombies away from you. They're crowd control weapons. So you would use them in tandem with a grenade launcher, right? So when you're grinding, when you're leveling up, you're gonna want to use rifles and then slowly level up to get explosives, or you're gonna want to level up quickly with explosives and then slowly get your rifles. But you want to choose one or the other because having one or the other is better than not having either at a high level. Uh, Explosives are by far the best guns in the game for grinding. They're cost efficient. You can get a super cheap explosive weapon like XM79. This is 12 million. Takes a little bit of effort, but it does like the maximum damage. Right here. 460 DPS. It's 50 DPS less than the best gun in the game that costs the 16,000 credits that I aforementioned earlier. To uh it was like $400, right? The same gun that costs the equivalent like $10. Um Actually technically 20. Damn, my throat is hurting. But yeah, grenade launchers are way better. Um And yeah, so that sums up the weapon system. That sums up the stat system. I've talked about the stats and the weapons. There's no roles in the game because you don't have any multiplayer. If you're playing on multiplayer, everyone's gonna be teleporting, lagging. They kind of fix the sync a little bit where they walk, but it's still that bad. Zombies will appear out of nowhere. Some zombies can spawn that instantly kill you. They'll spawn out of nowhere in the middle of their attack animation, so you'll just die. You'll literally just freaking die right there, just dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. And then you lose all the money that you have on hand. You have your health reduced to zero, and you're screwed. So, important things like Ultra Boost, 250 million. That's a ridiculous amount of money. You're not going to get that by just grinding the game unless you're crazy. One of the players by the name of Stanley Lynch is a well-known player in the game. He was able to grind $670 million in game cash from bosses and stuff. He has put ridiculous amount of time into this game. If he worked even even a tenth of that time at like a job or something, he could have gotten the same amount of money, guaranteed, by just spending like real life money into the game. Uh, but he enjoys the game, so he's gonna put the time in and get this. But it's really that much like at some point, like there's got to be a point where you don't enjoy it, right? That's my personal opinion. Obviously, you might just enjoy the game so much that you do what he's done. He enjoys the game a ridiculous amount to be able to grind that much. But yeah, stuff like this you could buy this, still have money left over. Um, and then you be able to like go to the marketplace. Everything is achievable through in-game cash and earnings and stuff. You'll increase the price of the credits by being able to grind enough, but you'll still be able to get them. You could buy credits, and then once you get like, say, you get to 16,000, you buy your little wraith cannon. And all of a sudden, you have infinite ammo gun, and you don't have your expenses. You got your best armor, blah 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 blah. Right. So, say you put in all this time, right? You put in like 3 years worth of work into this game. You can have what I have, or you can just put in like $100, and boom, you got what I got. Obviously, it's actually not that cheap because this shit alone is worth that much. So yeah, I mean, it's a long journey to get here. It takes a very long journey. It takes a lot of effort, but is it worth it? No. Is it fun? Yes. Did it take a lot of effort? Yes. Did it take a lot of time? Yes. Getting to 325 was not as easy as it seemed. 214 hours of straight grinding, based on the calculations that I had earlier, I feel is bullshit. I wasn't able to get 35, 40 million every hour like that. I would say it took me like 400 hours worth of straight grinding, and that was like over the course of like 4 months, I think 3 or 4 months, maybe five. I had a few events, but straight grinding as well. That's like pure straight up gameplay. I'll show you how much time I've put into the game. As you can see, logged in for 82 days, 19 hours and 52 minutes. I would say it took me to go from 220 to 325 in 10 days, 20 days maybe. So it took a lot of time. Definitely took a lot of time. All right, so we're gonna go back onto the ranch. I'm going to not show the American flag as my background. It's funny that I have that there. Uh, that's a different story if y'all want to hear about it later. Just post in the comments as well. PvE. So yes, it's repetitive, it's basic. It's running around in circles and shooting for hours and hours. You want to set up an automatic firing button. I have my enter button as my fire key instead of uh my X button, and that allows me to put something on top of the enter button and I could shoot automatically. So I just keep running around in circles while I'm watching YouTube videos, or what else? I'm watching YouTube videos, or I'm watching Netflix or something, and I'm doing something else, and I'm just looking in between. If you have a good focus and attention span, you'd be able to look at two different things at once. It doesn't take much effort to play the game and grind up. Some people just have this crazy attention where they just watch their computer monitor as they're running in circles and circles and circles, and they love it. They love it. It's crazy. I mean, I personally, I don't know how they do it, but they love it, and they do it. And like, even at level 325, that guy who's racing for number one, he wants to be number one for some reason, and he's putting 15 hours in. How can you play the game for 15 hours straight, just sitting at your computer doing nothing else but shooting zombies in circles, as I showed you earlier? It's very basic. And then the Wastelands is another area. So there's the Southeast End Zone, which is Death Row, and then the Wastelands. Both areas are the max level areas. The zombies actually do a significant amount of damage, and they can kill you, compared to the zombies that I was killing earlier. So those are a little bit more threatening. Takes a little bit more effort, but like I said, you run around in circles and you don't die. Very, very unlikely that you'll die. The PvP, as I said, because players are teleporting and the sync and whatnot. I showed you guys earlier 400 ping dudes. Those same dudes are teleporting, ping, 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 and you're trying to shoot them. Like, it's not fun. I don't enjoy the PvP. I don't see it as very enticing. Some people do it, some people don't. If you find somebody with good ping, then it can be fun. It's actually pretty fun if you find somebody with good ping, but then there's a whole bunch of like nerfs and stuff, like this gun's nerfed, this gun's buff, blah 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 blah, right? So you gotta learn ins and outs of PvP, and even then you gotta find players that actually have good sync to do it. Um, oh yeah, to tie that in, because of the player sync, it's not much of a massive multiplayer online co-op game. It's more of a single player version of an MMO. It's like a top-down shooter that you see, but it's an MMO technically because you can play with other players. But if you do play with other players, you're likely to get one shot by a zombie, or you're likely to deal with a whole bunch of lag. You're not gonna be able to do this or that. People are gonna be talking. They're gonna be sending messages, and you're gonna get them 10 seconds later. It's a whole bunch of terrible ordeals. I'm probably overhyping how bad it is. When it comes to multiplayer sync, it was way worse at one point. Bosses were invisible and still doing damage. So it's gotten much better. They've done many updates to improve the game to the state at which it is today. Um, but most players still play on single player. They still don't worry about the role playing. They still go to 30% class experience boost classes. They still grind by running around in circles. Uh, Overall, I mean, it's the same basic shit. And then obviously you're not gonna use all the crazy different weapons. Like, here, let me show you. You've got the AK, the XM8, K50, all these cool unique weapons, right? None of these matter. They're garbage, trash. Don't even worry about it. You're not even gonna look at them. You're not even gonna look at these because these are old and trash. You're gonna buy this for like 2 million. Takes you half an hour to grind up. You get this. All of a sudden, now you're killing every zombie as if they're mediocre, right? They're trash as well. And you're working towards these top tier guns, right? So this is like your starting point, realistically. Even though all of these are in here, they're just like items that are going for the bare minimum 40,000. The amount of time to get 40,000 is literally like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. You get this. It's your stepping stone. You get this finally after like an hour or two worth of play, and then all of a sudden you use this to get these, and you take forever to get these because one of these costs like 20 of these, and then getting this takes a ridiculous amount of time, right? It takes like four of these, and even if you get one of the, like, even if you have the cost to get four of these, like, it's better to get an armor here or get an implant here, and you'll never get to this until you like actually start saving up and you go for it, and then you realize it wasn't worth it because all those other things that you skipped out on are better. And so finally getting to the spot where I'm at, like, you feel like you've put in so much effort, so much time, so much everything. You just put your heart and soul into the game, and the result, woo! I'm max level. I got my best items, yay! And then you're like, huh, what's next? And that's where it goes. It. I don't know where I was leading, but like that's that's literally how it feels. Like that's where it goes. Oh look, I got the best shit, and now there's nothing to do with it. There's no new bosses. There's no new content. There's new content, but like it's all basic content that like you just need to keep grinding for. I mean, even then you're gonna want to get better armor, and then you get this armor, and then you finally go down there, and it's still like nothing. Everything just dies. It's like you just run around in circles and keep shooting, and like they have a different. They're the same zombies. They're reskinned. They look different. They look cool. But they run up to you, stop, attack, run up to you, stop, attack, and it's same basic AI, same basic formation where they keep like running from the left to the right, and it's the same repetitive game, and it doesn't change up. I mean, I gotta admit, is it worth playing? Should you play this game? Yes. Should you play it and do what I did? No. And my last stance on it. You should play this game. You should not spend your money on it. It's not worth spending your money on. Not in the current state. Uh, if you do spend your money on it, get a gold membership. Get yourself something like a 6 month or a 12 month. Um, Play the game for a while. Play it for as long. Honestly, don't even spend the 12 month. Go for the 6 month because it's gonna be worth it. But like, it's not gonna be worth it if you find out you bought the 12 month and then you don't like the game, or you got like you weren't addicted past the 6 month period. You'll probably stop after like 4 or 5. But if you really love the game after 6 months, go ahead and spend your money. Go crazy. But honestly, it's an over the top flash game that hits a specific niche and a genre that you probably might enjoy. You probably will enjoy. You'll enjoy it a little bit if you have any sense of like zombie gore and killing and all that. But you're gonna find yourself getting bored very quickly and very easily because the game is just boring. It's like we've had artificial upgrades, no, updates. Yeah, we've had artificial updates like these where oh, look, we got implants. Wow, what are these? Oh, we get 25% more ammo and cash and armor chance. 25% chance to find weapons and armors is 25% of the 2% that you had, right? So instead of 2%, you get 2.5%. It's very misleading. But you get 25% more of that, and then you get the 15% more experience, 4% damage. You get all this, but it literally just increases the speed at which you got the shit recently. You know, it's the same repetitive shit. Like this is more damage, more XP, right? But what happens if they release a new weapon and that has more damage? Wow, I got the same thing that these could have given me, or I got the same thing these could have given this if I get a new weapon, right? So it's all the same repetitive nonsense, and it's the same formula of like power creep and damage creep, being implemented, and I, I don't see myself wanting to play the game all the time for that much longer because I've already gotten the highest amount that I've gotten. If you ever get to this point, you'll want to quit the game too. But getting here was a journey, and that's where it lies. The reality in it is the journey, the enjoyment you have in reaching it. I'll be honest, the grind from 220 to 325, it costed a bunch of money. I had to save up some money. I had to spend a whole bunch of money on ammo, medicine, uh for my health, obviously the health items, the whiskeys for the nourishment, and I'll be honest, it was satisfying. It was satisfying seeing myself level up every single time. It, it was satisfying seeing myself uh get the max level, get the special implant that gives me more damage, and then being max level, it was a little it wasn't satisfying. Like it felt like there was no reason to get to here because once you get this, getting all of these items, like, oh look, I got the X Dusk, I got, or even if you upgrade these in the crafting system, there's a Dawn version to make them more competitive with the modern weapons. They're still trash. These are all worse than the best guns in the game. They're not the best. So even the highest max level weapons and stuff aren't even the best guns in the game. The best guns in the game cost real life money. And that's the sad part, and that's where the game dies, and stops becoming fun. Is the pay to win flaws to it? There's no way to enjoy the game. If you're a competitive player, if you are a competitive player that wants to compete with your friends on showing how good your gear is, how good everything is, how good your skills are, your ability to level up and everything. It's just who forked out more money to get higher level. That's all. There's nothing like, oh, World of Warcraft, you can choose your questing path and how fast you level up and blah, 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 and you get this. Or League of Legends, you have better mechanics and you got a higher rank because you're just that much better of a player, right? There's nothing like that here. It's just who can shoot zombies in a circle more, who has more like free time to devote to the game. So overall, as an MMORPG kind of game, I would say it's not worth putting your time and effort into to learn the game. Not worth it. Definitely not. But as a game, like a single player online multiplayer what the hell? So as a single player online multiplayer organization and a game that you can enjoy, this is worth playing. It's a very basic, simple, over the top shooter. You can shoot everything, shoot zombies, and just run around in circles and just turn your brain off. And this game is the game for you if you want that. If you just want to play a game and talk to somebody without actually caring what the game has to do. You don't want to know about mechanics or anything. You just want to run in circles, shooting zombies, and just having a good time. This is the game for you, honestly. Uh, it's not a game I recommend spending all your money into, but it's a fun game. You should get into this game if you want. Uh, if you want that, if you want to run around in circles with your brain turned off, just shooting relentlessly at zombies. You're tired of work. You got nothing else. You're just, just blow the zombies away. Just circles. It's very basic, very simple, very enjoyable. It gets repetitive. It gets very boring. If you want something that's less like, or takes more effort and is more satisfying, then this obviously ain't the game. This ain't it, Chief. But this is definitely a game where you could just turn your brain off after work. You get exhausted, tired. You don't want to do anything. Don't want to focus on anything. You just play this while you talk to somebody. This is the game. This is the low effort, uh, low brain thought game for you if you want to do that. Shit, I don't know how to end this video now. Like I've explained what my thoughts are, and I think I hit every subject. I think I know. I think I know. Okay. We're gonna talk about how much it costs to get all the good stuff. 30 million. So we're gonna add up everything that it costs to see how much. So 250. We're gonna go by millions, by the way. 250 plus 30. Now we want to upgrade this. So it's gonna cost another 8 million plus 70 million. So that's the Dawn implant that I showed you earlier. We're gonna go and get us our Vengeance Guard, right? So we're gonna need a Vengeance Guard. Another 5,000 credits. That's gonna be 150 million. Probably like more than that, but I'm just gonna give or take. And then we're gonna get 16,000. This is 150. That's 450 million for that. Then we need 1,000 credits uh for that, like from 15,000 to 16. So 1,000 credits. That's gonna be another 30 million. And then we want all the best implants that we can get, right? Uh, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So that's gonna be 8,000, right? 8,000 will be 240 million, give or take. So we want a brand new loadout. It's gonna be this many millions, right? So let's multiply this by a million, and that's how much it costs, right? 1 second. You might be wondering, what the hell is this math? Why are you doing this? Why don't you just end the video? I'm showing you how much it costs to get a good loadout on a new character, right? So let's go back to the marketplace, and let's do this in terms of credits, right? So 3 million, so it's 3.1 million on average, right? So divide this by 3,100,000. It's gonna cost this many credits. Wait. Uh, that was, oh, by 100 credits, so I gotta multiply that by 100. This is how many credits it costs to get your maximum setup. So it's going to cost you essentially 40,000 credits. So you are going to need about 900 US dollars to reach the end game. Yep. It's going to cost you about 900 US dollars to reach the end game, and to be able to get $5 worth of US dollars in terms of gaming uh, currency, I would say it takes about 12 hours to get about $5. So to reach that, 900 $5. So that multiply that by 12 hours, and it'll take you 2,160 hours to uh grind to the maximum level like of game time. So I would say I did pretty decent considering this plus the actual time it takes to grind to 325. So it takes time to get all that money and gear and whatnot grinding, and then it takes time to get that. So in terms of like how much time I spent, I think I did pretty good. So yeah, I do recommend playing the game. I do recommend trying it out, enjoying it. It's fun. It's very much so fun. I feel like I complained a little bit too much, but that's how people who care about an MMORPG are gonna explain themselves. They're gonna complain quite a bit because they love the game, right? We all love the game. We all enjoyed it, and we all have differing opinions on it. Just like World of Warcraft and other games like that. Just like League of Legends, I've complained a lot about that game because I feel like that game has gone to the shitter at this point. But yep, I highly recommend trying this game out. I highly recommend playing it. I do not recommend wasting your money on this game. It is not worth wasting your money on. You should not reward the company for a lack of updates and like proper care for the game. It should be it should see significant price, like not prices but significant revenue loss as like less effort is being put in. Although right now I gotta admit I think Clayton is doing a good job, and so you should consider like taking it step by step, because there's no guarantee that Clayton, who is a new like administrator, is going to be around forever. There's no guarantee that the game is going to continue doing really well. Like right here, new updates. All of these new updates. You can see all of these. This is courtesy of your man Clayton, not Admin Poon. Admin Poon is the original maker of the game. The game is really fun. I'm glad Admin Poon made it, but he has not put in the effort like Clayton has lately to keep the game going. He's just collecting on work that he did in the past. You can't blame him for it, but like at the same time, it's you know. But yeah, I highly recommend playing the game, enjoying it, trying it out, and seeing what it's up to, or what you're up to, and how the game goes. Anyways, if you like the video, like and subscribe. As always, don't forget to smile. Thank you for watching, and write a comment in the comment section letting me know your thoughts. Thank you, and peace out.